beautiful Geminis. This is Debs and this is your reading for mid-November 2024. Gems, it's lovely to be with you. I hope you guys are well. Now, in meditation, I simply saw somebody reaching up very high to a top cupboard and taking down a locked box. And they were fishing around in this box and there were a load of bits and bobs in it, a piece of string. There were a few paper clips, a couple of pens. There were small batteries in there until they found another little key. And they held it up and looked at it and they thought, oh, great, I've got it. As they put this box away, still holding this little key, they thought to themselves, it's going to be really easy now. But when they used this key to try and open another little box, the key didn't work. And they thought to themselves, maybe I've got the wrong key. So Gemini, you may be trying to gain access to something. You may be trying to find something out, or you may be wanting to uncover something, but you may not have the right key, okay? Now, it may translate to you may be on the wrong track. You may be trying to figure something out, but what the divine is saying is, Gemini, it's not what you think it is, it's something else. Let's get into this and see what comes through, Gem. Really fascinating, this vision. I'm seeing somebody looking at this little key thinking, it was the right key. I'm sure it was. Oh my goodness. So is there another key? Yeah. All right, Gem. This is the Venetian Tarot. Everything, as you know by now, guys, is down below. And I am lost in channeling. I don't know what is going on here, Gems. I'm seeing somebody go back up to fish out this box again. And they're ferreting around and they're thinking, this is so weird. There's no other key. This must be the right key. All right, Gem, let's just get into this, right? So Archangel Michael, thank you for joining us. This is the reading for my Geminis, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. This is mid-November 2024. Gemini, you've got the wrong key. Gems, you've got the wrong key, okay? It's not going to work. You've got the wrong key. It's not going to work. You've got the wrong key, Gem. Okay. Strange. Ace of Cups. I'm hearing the key to her heart. All right. Gem, you've got the wrong key. I may be connecting with a masculine Gemini who is wanting to get to know someone, wanting to romance somebody, hoping it's going to work. But Gem, it's not going to work in the way that you want it to. So you may feel you've got the key. You may feel that you can use this key to get this person to open up to you, right? But they're very different, Gemini, than everybody else. They're very different. I'm hearing flattery is not going to work. Okay. Wow. All right. So we got there, people. Flattery is not going to work. Judgment. Flattery is not going to work with this particular person. You will find the key, though, if you persevere. You're making a judgment call, Gemini, to go for someone. You want a new relationship. You want to be with this person. This person could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio with the Ace of Cups, could be a Sag. You think you know how to be successful in moving towards this person, Gemini. I'm hearing they're not like all the rest. Okay. They're not like all the rest. In the past, Gem, with the energy of the Magician, Virgo, Scorpio, Gemini energy, I'm hearing you felt you had this in the bag. You felt this would be easy. Obviously not. My gems. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, you thought this was going to be easy. Well, I'm sad. Thinks Gemini in the 9 of Pentacles. It's going to be pretty easy. I've got a lot to offer. This person isn't going to turn me down. This person's going to be interested. Gemini, they may not have been, or they may not have shown you the interest that you'd hoped. You've been trying to figure out, Gemini, how to get into this person's life, how to get them to open up to you. But it may be a little bit more difficult than you think, my gems. In your thoughts, the Queen of Wands. Yeah, Gemini, you want to be with the Queen of Wands. Possibly an Aries, Leo or Sag. In the immediate future, the Star. Gemini, this woman, this Queen of Wands is everything you've ever wanted. She's your dream woman, right? You may have approached her in the wrong way and there might have been an argument. She may have thought you were a bit too full on, or she may have thought you might have been messing her around. There was something you did or said, Gemini, which caused her to pull back. Because what you're looking at is wanting to heal the relationship with her. How am I going to heal the relationship with her? Okay. In your fears, fearing that it's too late with a 9 of Wands, fearing it's not going to happen for you. In her energy, we've got the 7 of Cups. She's either emotionally confused, Gem, she may be trying to figure you out, or she has a lot of options around her. Whatever's going to be happening here, in your hopes, yeah, the Page of Pentacles. You're trying to figure out how to get back into this woman's life. You want there to be peace between the two of you with the Dove. You may be genning up on who she is, what she's interested in, her hobbies, that sort of thing. You may be trying to find a different approach. You may even, Gemini, be thinking, well, perhaps we could start as friends, because you don't want to put her off. You don't want her to turn you away. You don't want her to move in another direction. So Gemini, you are trying to figure out how to do this, because you know you want this woman, this one woman, no one else. The outcome, Gemini, is the 8 of Wands. Now that is interesting. Because Gem, as I've said, this isn't a woman who necessarily enjoys flattery. You may find out that the key to this woman's heart is actually through intelligent conversation. This is a pretty sharp cookie. This is a woman, Gemini, who's got her head screwed on. She may be ensconced in her career. She may be worldly wise, well-travelled, educated. She's pretty smart. She may have got fed up with men coming on to her because they found her attractive. So the key to this woman's heart, Gemini, may actually be via intelligent conversation. The way to this woman's heart, Gemini, is through her mind, her intelligence. You've got to pique her interest that way. This is not a woman whose head will be turned by a guy flexing muscles, or a guy who is very confident, or a man who is suited and booted. This is not a woman who is won over by aesthetics at all. And I think, Gemini, what you may have done in the past was assumed that She was like maybe other women that you dated who may have gone for looks, who may have gone for appearance, right? This is a highly intelligent woman who is actually looking for somebody who can hold a really good conversation, somebody who has a sense of humor, somebody who's lived a little bit of life, somebody who has interesting hobbies, somebody who has their own opinions, somebody who can hold their own. This is a cerebral woman, Gemini. And that is what you're realizing. So you may have approached this woman previously in completely the wrong way. You may have actually put her off you. Clarification, Gemini, for you. The Ten of Cups. You think she's your Ten of Cups. This is the woman you want. Yeah. She's everything you've ever wanted. Nine of Cups. Oh my goodness, Gemini. The problem is she isn't reacting in the way that you're used to women reacting towards you. You could be a very attractive guy. She's not batting an eyelid, Gem. You're trying to figure out what's going on here. In her energy is the world. Wow. This is someone who may have done a lot of traveling. This is somebody who's learned a lot of lessons. She could have closed out a cycle with someone in the not too recent past. She's on a completely different trajectory. She may be a bit blinkered in one direction, which is her future. She might be a little bit frosty to deal with, but it's because she may have been messed around before, Gemini. Or it might well be that you realise that the way you approached her before sort of put her off. And I think I've already said that. I'm sorry, Gem. That's coming through twice now, I think. Underneath the deck, the Wheel of Fortune. Gemini, you want to move forward into a cycle with this woman. She's the one for you. With the energy of the Hierophant, you have very serious intentions, Taurian energy. But with the Eight of Swords, you have no idea whether or not you've missed your chance, whether or not she would want to revisit this. You don't know. You thought you had the key to this woman's heart before, Gemini. What you're realizing is no. No, I didn't. This woman doesn't react to me the way women usually react, which could be highly interested, Gemini. No. And so this has become a challenge, and you like a challenge, Gemini. You do. All right, people, we're delving in. So with the Ace of Cups, Gemini, you want this woman. You've made a judgment call. This is the one for you. But you're looking at past mistakes. Gemini, feeling a bit burdened. Oh gosh, why did I behave that way? Why did I react that way? Yes, because she left you out in the cold, Gem. Might have been a bit of a shock. She left you out in the cold. And with the energy of the Death card, you're wanting to change that situation, Gem. Yes, you're wanting to transform the situation. You want to work in partnership with this woman. You want her to give you a second chance. What are you thinking about here? Yeah, you're going to start off with an apology and take it from there. You're hoping that she's going to give you a second chance. So in the past, Gem, with the energy of the Magician, you were very confident that you could bring this woman into your life, right? Until you realized it wasn't going to be that easy. Maybe your confidence put her off, Gem. Maybe what you saw as confidence, she saw as arrogance. And I hate to say that, but that's possible. Yes, I mean, Gemini, you came across as being very charming, romantic. But I'm hearing again, this is not a woman who gives into flattery. If you tried to get her into a romantic moment, Gemini, gaze at her and take her hand and say, gosh, you've got beautiful eyes, she might laugh at you. You may find that hurtful. Because this is a woman who is very logical. That's what I'm getting. She's very logical and very intelligent. And any form of, in the nicest sense, shallow flattery may make her feel as if you're not interested in who she really is as a person. You're more interested in her inside leg measurement, right? And I don't think, Gem, you meant to make her feel uncomfortable, but I think you did. I think you did, yeah. And she cut off from you with the Ace of Swords. She cut off. That was that. You've been thinking about this woman at a distance, I think, Gemini. We've got someone looking over the water there. She may not be hundreds of kilometers away, but she could be a fair distance. What you're thinking about is, I want to bring this woman back into my life. I think she's the one. But you're also looking at this peacock, Gemini. You may be thinking, I did come across as being a little bit overly confident. You may not have meant to, Gems. You may have just been building up your self-esteem to talk to this woman because you were very interested in her. She may have seen the way you moved towards her in a different way. So in the immediate past, this is you, sat in the Nine of Pentacles, thinking, I don't quite know what to do. This is a woman who's not giving into flattery. She doesn't seem to be interested. What is going on? The Moon. Possibly a Cancerian. The Fool. Aries energy. Looking back, Gemini, you may think, you know what, I was a little bit childish, or I was a little bit sat on my high horse, or I overdid it when I met her. You may look back feeling slightly embarrassed. I don't know why, my gems. But what you're thinking about now is this woman. Now, she's sat the Queen of Wands. She is very attractive. She is. This is the most attractive queen of the deck. But this is someone, Gemini, who is different from the rest. I don't think she's actually that bothered, Gemini, whether or not you're wearing a designer jacket or whether or not you've been to the gym 3 times this week. This is a woman who is interested in what you have to say for yourself. And you are highly intelligent, Gemini. You're an air sign. I think what you're realizing is that's the right tactic. And I hate to say tactic because I don't think this is you sat in shadow energy trying to be strategic, but you are simply wanting to know, how can I get this woman to open up? I think it's through intelligent conversation, Gem. Now, if she's particularly attractive, she might have got fed up with men pursuing her just because of that. It's rather like a model. A model's probably fed up with men moving towards them saying, God, you're so beautiful. Wow, you're so attractive. You know, a model would stand there and roll her eyes and think to herself, oh my God, just let me meet a man who's short, paunchy, bald, but has a fantastic conversation and treats me as if I've got a brain. You know? This is that type of woman, Gemini. She does not do well with men who flatter her. I don't think it's got anything to do with lack of self-esteem on her part because she knows she's attractive. She's just sick of being seen in a sort of 3-dimensional manner. This is quite a deep woman. This is a woman with a lot to say. She's lived a lot of life. She has very interesting opinions. She's worldly wise. She's looking for somebody who is wanting to take the time to tap into that side of her. That's what she's looking for, Gemini. What are you thinking about? The 3 of Swords. You'd be heartbroken if she rejects you again. So this is a tough one for you, Gemini. You've got to go back in, right? What are you thinking about, my Geminis? Bless you, the King of Swords. So this is you. Now, Gemini, again, I don't think you're being strategic, but what you are realizing is the way to this woman's heart is through her mind. So guys, here we go. In the immediate future, we have the Star. You're thinking you want to heal this connection with her. Now, she could be an Aquarian, I don't know. She's a little bit confused. She's also got options sort of milling around her, but she's actually concentrating much more on her next phase of life. She's wrapped up a cycle. She's a little bit defensive, and she's definitely looking to the future. So Archangel Michael, when do we have the Star and the Seven of Cups for Gemini? Thank you, Michael. 28th of December, Archangel Michael's pointing forward to the 7th of March. 7th of March? Really? Okay. 7th of March. So, end of December, right at the end of this year, Gemini, through until the 7th of March. So January and February will be very important months. Let's have a look at her energy. What is she up to in the immediate future? She's working, Gemini. This is a hard worker. She's got a back turned to you. She could be highly creative. She's working. Working on her new cycle, working on a business, working on a venture. She could simply be a career woman. She's working. What else is she doing? I was going to say she's resting. Okay, so Gemini, this is a woman who is very much into her work. Her work may take a lot of her time and her energy. She needs to rest because she may have a tendency to overwork. So this means she doesn't have a lot of free time. What else is she concentrating on here? She's information gathering. She's information gathering. This is a woman whose mind is like a sponge. She soaks in a lot. She soaks in a lot. And it makes her happy. So this is a woman who loves finding out information, delving into things she doesn't know. She may be very much into psychology, the way the mind works. She's cerebral, Gem. She's always learning something new. Leo energy there with the Sun, and Pisces with a Hangman. She looks at life very differently. She also appreciates the really small things in life rather than, I'm hearing, the big displays. She likes the little things in life. So Gemini, for instance, this is someone who would appreciate a very small gift that is personal to her, right? So if, for instance, this woman's birthstone is amethyst, then if you went into a shop that sells these little tiny rocks and find a really small uncut amethyst and put it together with a really lovely card, she would treasure that as opposed to, I don't know, a big bouquet of roses. She would be much more interested in that because you've taken the time and the effort to choose something that is truly personal to her, right? She sees things differently. She thinks differently. And this is someone who appreciates the little things in life. We have her gazing at a little bird. She may be looking at this little bird thinking, I wonder whether or not this bird actually understands what I'm trying to communicate. Does the bird react pertaining to body language, tone of voice? I wonder what I look like to that little bird. This is someone whose mind can just twist sideways. Again, she's not the average woman. And I think, Gemini, you understand that and it fascinates you. So, Gemini, how are you going to approach this woman initially? This is second time around. Gem, you're going to invite her to an event. So you may simply get in touch with her and say, we haven't spoken for a while. I've got tickets to this event. I wonder if you're around. Very casual, sort of take it or leave it type of thing, but you're really hoping she says yes. Now, this could be an interesting event. It could be anything. It could be a concert. It could be a comedy. It might be that you're taking her somewhere quite smart. It could be a charity event. You're going to be surrounded by other people. So it's going to mean that she feels quite comfortable with that because it's not a one-to-one intense second meeting. There are going to be other people there, right? So this is you moving back towards her, hoping that she's just going to accept and she's not going to feel threatened in any way. Oh gosh, you know, I'm going to this really smart event with Gemini on my own. No, there's going to be other people there. The Chariot. You may pick her up in a nice car, Gemini. It may be at a bit of a distance. What are you going to be talking about? The Six of Cups. Gem, if you pick her up in your car, you may spend the journey talking about her past, your past. And I don't mean, you know, past relationships. You may want to find out more about her childhood, where she grew up, her memories, her parents, you know, her siblings, that sort of thing. You may be wanting to go right the way back to the starting block, Gemini. Get to know her all over again and make her feel comfortable that you're happy to let her know about your family. What else are you going to be talking to her about? You're going to be talking to her about your job with a Knight of Pentacles. So if you have aspirations, Gemini, or you started a business and it's successful, or you just got a new job, or you love what you do, you're going to be talking about your career. Because you want her to know that you're serious about your life. You hope to live a good life. You may be working your way up the career ladder, or you may be building a business. Again, Gemini, you're talking to her. You're talking to her. You're not gazing at her eyes, or you're not paying her compliments about her figure. You're talking to her. You're realizing that's what you needed to do to begin with. What's the energy between you two? Temperance. You're also not going to rush this. You're going to be very calm when you communicate. You're not going to rush her. You're not going to be sitting in sort of a bit of a stressed, agitated energy. Very relaxed. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think, Gemini, as this progresses, you're going to go to this event and you guys are going to talk a lot more. With the energy of the Eight of Wands, you're then going to shift this into romance. Not flattery, but romance. You're going to shift this direction from sort of getting to know her all over again to, I really want to date you, that sort of thing. Yes, Gemini, King of Cups. You may say to her, I loved taking you to the event. My friends thought you were fantastic, or my family loved meeting you. You're going to start talking about feelings. What's she going to say, Gemini? She's not going to say a great deal. Wow. Gem, it is going to feel a little bit like getting blood out of a stone, right? She's very hard to read, this woman. She could be quite mysterious. If you're hoping, Gemini, to say something like, you know, I really love spending time with you, hoping she's going to say the same, it's as if you want something back, you know. I really hope she says, I love spending time with you too. Let's hope she says something like that. She may not say anything. She may just say, yes, it was a lovely event. Thank you for taking me. And you're thinking, it's not really what I want to hear. I want to know if she enjoyed the time that we spent together. She may not say very much, Gemini. Might be a little bit frustrating for you. Yeah. She's not going to say a great deal because you're going to be continuing to sit at crossroads with her. How does this woman feel about Gemini? Gem, I've got to put you out of your misery, right? How does she feel genuinely? She does find you very attractive. The King of Wands. She does find you very attractive, Gemini. She does, my gems. The Strength card, Leo energy. She's going to hold back, though, from being intimate with you for a while. It may frustrate you, Gemini. Yeah, she's going to hold back, Gem. You may be in your head, you may be conflicted. Oh my goodness, but does she find me attractive? She does, Gemini, but this is a woman who won't be rushed. She won't be rushed, Gemini. The Hermit. She may naturally be a little bit shy. Or she could simply be a Virgo for some of you. We got all the elements on the board. Gemini, you're trying to do some soul searching. You're trying to figure out whether or not it's worth pursuing this. You may be fearful that she's trying to push you into the friend zone. You may be nervous that it's one-sided, Gem. Yeah, you're feeling a little bit burdened with the Ten of Wands. It's as if, when is she going to catch fire, right? What is she thinking about? She's thinking about the Ten of Pentacles, Gem. Now, either this is a woman who is married to her career, and that might be a bit of an issue, or Gemini, she is looking for long-term commitment. She is looking for a very serious relationship. So, Gemini, what are you going to do, guys? All right. I think, Gemini, you're going to suggest going away for the weekend. Because at this point, you guys have been dating for a few weeks. She hasn't caught fire yet, but she does find you very attractive. You're wanting to take things to the next level. You're wanting to make sure she's not pushing you into the friend zone. So I think you guys are going to go away. I think you feel you want time with her on your own, in a different environment, that sort of thing. Yes. Eight of Cups. Gemini, you're going to take this woman away. Could be a romantic weekend, something like that. I don't think you guys will be going anywhere that's too far. All right, so what's going to happen on this trip? My gems. Oh, Queen of Cups. Gemini, she's going to open up to you. She may express that she has feelings for you. They've been developing for a while. I think, Gemini, she was just nervous that this wasn't going to work out. This might have been a woman who was pursued by men that weren't right for her for quite a long time. She may have, as a result of being disappointed, concentrated purely on her career. So, of course, she's turned into someone who may work a lot more than most other women. And on top of that, Gemini, this is someone who really prefers to have a conversation with someone rather than, be flattered. I don't think she's suffering self-esteem issues. This is a very attractive woman, but she wants someone to fall in love with who she really is, her heart, her soul, her mind, rather than what she looks like. And she may have been very disappointed meeting the wrong men. So, Gem, she may be very sensitive about that. But this is her opening up, expressing to you that she loves spending time with you. She loves you guys dating. And I think, Gem, this is going to put your mind at rest that she actually wants to build on this, you know? Yeah. So how are you feeling at this point, Gems? Okay, I think it's a done deal. Because what you're realizing is this is a very special woman. This is a woman who is highly intelligent. She's a little bit reserved because she hasn't been treated the right way in the past. And this is someone you could build a life with. This is someone who may be very good at what she does. So this is someone not wanting to be codependent on you, Gem, or anything like that. You may have to cope with the fact that she is used to being on her own a fair amount. This is a woman who doesn't want to be smothered. This is a woman who may not have very much free time. If you can cope with that, then I think, Jen, this could go all the way. Okay? Yeah. So, guys, I'm leaving the reading there. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you feel this was your story. Take care of yourselves, and of course, I'll be back before you know it with your next set of readings. See you soon, Gems. Bye now.